School of Universal Practical Knowledge. This is the Brotherhood class. Now, when we have this class, we are talking about sisterhood as well, right? Because we are in the fourth quarter and sisterhood matters just as much as brotherhood matters, right? So what we want to do is make sure that we're standing on the things that we were taught and not straying away from those things, because when we stray away from those things, the brotherhood and the sisterhood become shaky. And what we got to understand is that a lot of people watch everything that we do. People are watching it. They're, seeing our videos and seeing, how we interact with each other. So we always got to make sure that our brotherhood and our sisterhood is on point, right? But one of the things that I wanted to, go into tonight was, making sure that we understand that, when we get friends and when, we say that these people are our brothers or our sisters, we make sure that we prove them as well. Now, we're going to open up the chat. If anybody wants to, ask a question, or if you want to chime in on the conversation of the night with the class, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to talk, I wanted to go into the book of Mark. I wanted to talk about the parable of the sower, right? Because the parable of the sower is so important. It's so important that we understand this being in the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the brothers. We had an amazing event down here. Shout out to the generals, the captains who came down to this event that we had down here in Delaware. Y'all can check out the school. It's at 51A Blue Hen Drive, Newark, Delaware. So get here. It ain't no damn excuses. We got plenty of space. You know what I'm saying? So this is for the brothers and the sisters to get here. Ain't no damn excuses why you can't be here. You know what I'm saying? Because if you want to be here, you'll be here. All right? Because check it out. When the clubs say that it opens up at 9 and you can get in free before 11, you'll make sure that you're there before 11. So get here by 7 to 9 p.m. By 7 o'clock, you know what I mean? And we're going to rock out till 9 p.m. All right? So if somebody could pull that one about proving a friend too, because I think that this is very necessary in today's time. Now, go ahead. I'll wait.
But Ecclesiasticus, I need that apocrypha.
Okay, Ecclesiasticus, the apocrypha. Oh, he got this is falling apart. He actually is using this. Using this. Yeah, so who we got in the chat? We got anybody in here, Matanziala?
Khan, sir. We got here. We got my mouse there.
Yo, got the mouth. Shout out to people in the chat, man. That's what I'm talking about. Do me a favor, share the live. Share it. It don't cost no money. It's free, right? The last I checked, it was free, right?
We got Princess Nazam, Anna.
Princess Nazam, shout out to you.
Just Art and Paint.
Just Art and Paint. We gotta get you that Hebrew name so it's not Just Art and Paint anymore. Go ahead.
We got Kana.
Kana, shout out to Kana.
We got Kasaya Allah.
Kasaya Allah, shout out to you. That brother goes to camp. Go ahead.
Paul Humphrey.
You said who?
Paul Humphrey.
Paul Humphrey. Okay. Shout out to you.
And Kalatazar.
Kalatazar. All right, Kalatazar. Know what I mean? Shout out to y'all. Shalom, Lord in Christ. Appreciate y'all, brothers, man, tuning in. If y'all could do me a solid and share the class, it would be greatly appreciated. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to everybody that's in the class today. All right. But I wanted to go into this too, because the parable of the sower is important to understand, right? I had a brother one time, he told me he was in the crowd and he heard this breakdown, and this breakdown is what made him come into the truth. So when we get far in the truth, right, as time goes by and you start to see that these years start adding up and things, start becoming easy to you. You also got to remember that that a lot of brothers and sisters, they might not have heard the things that we've heard, right? So sometimes it's important that we go back and we remember that those brothers, that everybody don't have the understanding that you have at this very moment, right? But then it's also good to stay grounded to what you've been taught, so that you have a clear, you know what I mean? Your vision is clear about how you're going to move and keep continuing to move forward, because so many people drop their sword. So many people drop their sword over the years. How many people have you seen? You ain't got to answer that out loud. How many people have you seen drop their sword? How many sisters have you seen come through here and they gone? Them same sisters, them same brothers that said, I'm one West to the death. They gone in the wind. And guess who's still here? You are. You know why they're not here? It's because Satan showed them that, you know, this ain't something that you should, you know, stick with. You shouldn't be loyal to these niggas, right? Satan showed you that, and he tricked you out of your spot. So now you gone, right? When what you didn't understand is how far you came. You know what I mean, in this truth. You didn't understand that, how far you came in this truth. You didn't realize that because Satan didn't show you that. And he just showed you, man, I ain't really doing nothing like that. I'm out of here, man. And he didn't trick you out of your spot. You didn't even understand what was going on because you wasn't rooted in the brotherhood. You wasn't rooted in the sisterhood, right? Why the hell are you going to let the multiple wife thing trick you out your spot? You know what I'm saying? Why are you going to let the fact that you don't want to go to council because you too bitch made to take a brother to council because you feel that you was wrong? So now you out the truth too. So now Satan then tricked you out your spot. Go ahead, Matazapah.
Salakia, or if you're unhappy with the council, you don't go back and do what the Bible says to do. You know what I mean? Take it back to the congregation. You feel me? Brother get a judgment or a council, and if he's not happy with the way the council went, then he starts to cry and complain to himself. You know what I mean? And harbor ill feelings instead of saying something, instead of speaking up in the moment.
Right. All these niggas that's talking crazy. You understand what I'm saying? Look, if you get a judgment that you don't like, then escalate the level.
Escalate.
Go up, right? Get the whole nation of Israel to sit in on the council. So now you got every school sitting in listening to the issue. But you don't want to take it that far because you know now you got 43 schools listening to the issue. Right. Go ahead, Matazapah.
You was gonna leave it. You leaving anyway. You might escalate it. So
escalate it.
And then if we don't agree with you, you get kicked out the school.
Yeah,
anyway.
escalate it. Look,
thing.
Let me get in your business, right? Go ahead and get it all out in the open. That way, Delaware can hear it. Jersey can hear it. New York can hear it.
Mexico.
North Carolina, Mexico, Houston, Rio Grande, Oklahoma, so that we all can see it and make a judgment on it. Yeah. Then we'll know what's right or what's wrong, right? But you don't want to take it that high because you know that it's some bullshit. So I get for my language. And you know that you ain't willing to take it that far because deep down, you know that you're wrong. All right, you got it, Matazapah?
Which one? The Ecclesiasticus or the Mark?
The Ecclesiasticus.
All right, okay. Ecclesiasticus, chapter 6 and verse 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first. We got
to prove him first, but let me tell you something about proving him. That doesn't mean that he's not going to be a bitch ass nigga for a long time.
Right.
That's what we understanding that too. It's like it from my language, but I feel that it fits what we're saying right now. It doesn't mean that sister ain't going to be a BAN, right? For the long haul, because people are coming here and they'll stay down for a time. And then they'll flake off. They'll forget about what we were taught and what we are trying to build. You know what I'm saying? Because if we can't just at the very basic level have loyalty, then what do we have? We ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at the example that we have, which is Commander General Yohana, the generals, what you're seeing right there is loyalty, right? The sisters, you know what I'm saying? Like I always say this sister, like Tazalaya, you know what I'm saying? Like Kayal, you get my point? Like Kazakawaf, the sisters that has been around for a while that have shown their loyalty. You see what I'm saying? Like that's what we have at the very basic level. Mm-hmm. You have to have loyalty. I'm gonna talk about, you want to say something?
No, I was about to say what you said, which is a heavy point through thick and thin. Mm-hmm. You know, it's loyalty even when, you know, the cards ain't stacked against you, or however you say it. You see what I'm saying? Like when we are going through hard times, when the lights are getting cut out, we got to go through a storm or things are happening. You know what I mean? People are solid all the way to the end when, you know, there was a potential of the school maybe getting closed down and Commander General Yohana, you know, sleeping. We heard the stories, they sleeping in the basement and the brothers who slept in the basement with them, man.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's proving a friend. That's being proven. Like you're being tested, and even through that test, man, you came out on the other side like a proven.
Damn right. That's what see, he's in the spirit of the class tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like staying down, man. Like that's what it's about. It's about me being the same way that I was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, because real niggas don't fold.
Right.
You know what I mean? If we're going into class, real bitches don't fold. Right? Like the sisters that come through here. Man, so many sisters came through this bad boy and said, I'm one West to the death. Well, I guess you died because you ain't here no more. Lot of people came through Delaware, man. A lot of sisters came through Delaware. They gone now. When them sisters was here, they said, we just want a spot that has a bathroom inside the suite that we in having class, right? Then they say that we want a bathroom inside the suite. Now we got 2 bathrooms and you ain't even here to use them. You can't even take a number 2 in them, right? I could use both of the bathrooms. You see what I'm saying? When it gets greater later, you ain't here because you ain't have enough loyalty to stay down. And to see when it got greater. This is the issue that we have in Israel, man. We got to stay connected with the brothers, man, that you stay down with. You have to make that decision that you make to stay loyal to the brothers that you are with and the people that you serve. You got to make that, you have to make that commitment till death. What you trying to figure out at 60? You 50 years old. What, you gonna find new friends? You're gonna find new people that's better than the people that you've been hanging around. It ain't gonna work. So we gotta make these commitments until death, right? At some point, we gotta say, okay, this is the commitment that I'm making, and I'm gonna make this until they put me in a casket. But a lot of people ain't strong enough to do that because we in the 4th quarter. So now the stakes are going to be higher. The demons are going to come at you more. They're going to torment you more.
Right.
And when you're not equipped with the tools to be able to fight those demons, then you're going to lose every single time.
Right.
Did you have more on that, Matazaba? You had one to say something?
No,
I'm not trying to cut you off. Anybody want, chime in? Go ahead, chime in. Anybody online want to chime in? Go ahead and chime in. Go ahead, Matazaba. You got it.
Finish it.
Yeah, you got it.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 6 and verse 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first.
Yeah, prove him first. But that doesn't necessarily mean that brother is not going to fall weak or that sister is not going to fall weak after you prove him. You know how many people came into the truth and passed Hebrew Academy and them niggas is enemies of the school? You know how many sisters came in here and cooked spaghetti and cooked, what's that? Lasagna
with the 5 different cheeses.
with 5 different cheeses, and and made all the wonderful food that we like to eat. Got us fat off of it, and and they left the school because we proved them, but they didn't stay down long enough. All right, you got any more Matazapah?
And be not hasty to credit him. For some man is a friend for his own occasion.
Right. Because some people, man, they get down with us, man, because they look at it like, okay, what can I gain off of being a member of the ISUPK? What can I get out of it? Okay, well, you get the glory of being down because Captain Tazariak is out there doing all the debates. So you're like, well, I can get down with ISUPK because they win all the time, right? But it's like that's a false sense of brotherhood, right? Because it's like, I want to be down with brothers no matter what happens. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, they can't fake for too long. And then the Lord ends up exposing them and the Lord kicks them out of here. Right? You got any more on them, Matazapah? And they'll do it just because, like you said, read it one more time.
Verse 8 from the top. For some man is a friend for his own occasion.
Yeah, like what he can get out of it. When I came into the school, it wasn't as big as it was now. So it was like you had to have faith. You know what I'm saying? Like Captain Tawar, he'd tell me all his stories. Like when it was 8 people at the Passover. Right. 8. It was 8. You had to have amazing faith to in the truth, to be like, okay, it's gonna get bigger than this. It's gonna get bigger. It's gonna get bigger. I'm telling you, it's gonna get bigger. You know what I mean? You had to have amazing faith. And I think what's happening now is like brothers, they have brothers that come through, and I'm not talking about everybody. I'm just talking about few select people. When brothers come through, they have the faith in the beginning until something offends them. Mm-hmm. And then it's all over. But so now what, Christ ain't black?
Right.
The Israelites ain't black. Go ahead and talk about.
It's almost like and I hope I'm saying it right. Like, spiritually, it's more than what brothers bargain for. Like when you on the outside looking in the beginning, you think it's like some damn boys club or biker gang or bikers club or something. But when you get in here, it's actually a little bit more than that. You know what I'm saying?
It's easy to come to the truth if you think Christ is coming back next year, right? He's supposed to be back in the year 2026 or 2028 when Trump's presidency is over, right? You can come in the truth under that pretense because you're like, oh, well, Christ will be back in a couple of years. But what if Christ don't come back for 20? What if he don't come back for 30? What if he don't come back for 40 and you die, right? What would be the difference? Than any other prophet, priest and prophet that came before us that prophesied about Christ coming. They went to their death prophesying that Christ would come, and they died, right? A sister that said, you know what? Christ is going to come back, man. He going to come back. Everything's going to be right. Esau's going to be put to death. We're going to rule the world. And guess what happened? They died. So it's like, can you stand strong? Can you stand on what you was taught? Can you stand on the principles that was taught to us by the generals and the captains and the officers, right? Can you stand on it, or are you just going to flake off like everybody else? Any more on that, Matazapah?
Khan, and will not abide in the day of thy trouble.
Mm-hmm. Matazapah, man, helping brothers out. Helping brothers out with seeing their kids for the first time. Man. Matazapah wasting his time. Do y'all know how awkward it is to go to a jail and meet up with a brother that's in jail that you never met before? and you sitting on the other side of the glass, and you gotta make a conversation with this nigga. You know how difficult that is? It's not easy. You can't just, be like, oh yeah, what's up? What's going down? The nigga on the other side of the glass is like, and you like on the other side, like, yeah, you see his facial expression. You like, yeah, I'm from the ISUPK. You know what I mean? You know how weird that is, but you got to overcome that. You know what I'm saying? Because most people ain't gonna have the mental fortitude to even attempt to do that. Murtaza Park goes in here and he talks to brothers and he's like, "Yo, what's going on?" Blah 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 blah. Right? And a brother will still leave a brother like that. That'll come do that. You'll get out, get all the glory, and you still leave because you've never been raised right. You haven't been raised on what it is to be a real nigga. And that's what a lot of people is missing. And that's what the ISUPK can give you back. Right. If you just give the ISUPK a chance. The ISUPK is perfect. It's just that the people that have came along wasn't.
Right.
Go ahead, Murtaza Pa.
Yeah, it's like you here for an occasion because it benefits you. You able to get, a phone call or a letter or, maybe even some commissary or something like that. But, when the time comes where like now I go to camp and, I need you at camp and you're not here.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I was there for you in your times, but like now, we need you.
Mm-hmm.
Where you at? You know what I'm saying?
And that's a heavy point because it's like I said, man, it's only so long fake thugs can pretend. It's only so long fake bitches can pretend. I'm just saying that like how women talk. I know they're like, you can't say that, but we can, right? But it's only so long you can pretend. It's only your spaghetti is only gonna go so far. Your the lasagna with 6 different cheeses is only gonna go so far. We ain't gonna, it's got to be something else that's gonna come, but behind that. And this is what you can learn here if you give the school a chance, if you give the brotherhood a chance, if you give the sisterhood a chance, right? But you can't tell nobody that because what people are so focused on is sisters got to eat last. You know what I mean? They focus on that when that doesn't matter at all. You can always figure ways around that, right? And those are the things that are superficial that doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, what means more is to be part of something that's bigger than yourself, right? And that's why I love the truth because it's bigger than myself, right? And I'm a part of that. Go ahead, Murtaza Pa.
No,
Okay, let's go. Any more on that?
That's it.
All right, boom. Let's go to Mark 4.
All right, I got it.
All right, Mark 4. All right, this is the parable of the sower, right? The parable of the sower is how Christ used to teach, right? And when Christ used to teach, he used to teach in parables, right? So when Christ used to teach, he would say something like, this is how Christ would teach. So there was a bird, and the bird flew over to the nest. And then he grabbed that bird that flew from that nest, he went and grabbed some sticks. And that bird, when he grabbed those sticks, he took it over to the nest. And he just went back and forth grabbing sticks. But some of them sticks that he grabbed, they were hard to grab. But he still grabbed them, and he took them over to the nest. All right, shalom. Lord Christ, all right, I'll holler at y'all later. Bye. And he would walk off, right? And then people would be like, what the hell did he just say? Because Christ taught in parables. And then the disciples, they would be like, when you taught about that, what did you mean by that? And Christ would have to break the parable down later to tell them what he meant, all right? And so what we're going to go into is the parable of the sower, just to give you the understanding on what Christ was trying to say when he taught, right? Go ahead, Murtaza Pa.
If I may just if I may add a point, that Christ tells you, and I think it's verse 11 or 12, why he teaches you in parables, because it's not meant for everybody to get.
Mm-hmm.
If you understand the parable, then you'll understand and you'll be able to convert yourself. You see what I'm saying? You'll be able to see and perceive and listen and hear. You know what I mean? But it's not meant for everybody.
Right.
See and listen.
And that's really what it all boils down to, right? And he's gonna break it down in this chapter right here. All right, you got it. Who's reading? Oh, Matthias. Okay, no sweat. So let's go to 4 and 1, and read down to verse 5.
The book of Mark, chapter 4 and verse 1. And he began again to teach by the seaside.
Mm-hmm.
And there was gathered unto him a great multitude, so that he entered into a ship and sat in the sea. And the whole multitude was by the sea on the land.
Right. So Christ is in the ship and he's teaching from the ship. All right. And there's people all around. All right. Let's get it.
Verse 2. And he taught them many things by parables, and said unto them in his doctrine, hearken. Behold, there went out a sower to sow.
See, what people don't understand, Christ is up there saying, okay, red fish, blue fish, green fish, blue fish, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. Potty, oop, I'm out of time, right? That's how Christ is teaching. They people looking at each other like, what the hell is he talking about? Right? This sounds crazy. It doesn't sound like something that is what we would perceive as logical, right? Because when a person goes to church, they're like, well, he's not talking like a traditional pastor. A pastor is looking up in the sky and he's giving you the theatrical stuff that you can identify with and understand. But what Christ is teaching you is something that you can't understand. It's heavy, but you can't quite understand what he's saying. Go ahead, Matthias.
You teaching me about God, but you're talking about a dude planting seeds. Like, what does that got to do about God?
So a sower, right? Y'all understand what a farmer is, right? A farmer, when that farmer goes out, before he's able to, when he starts to plow that land, he's sowing. That farmer, he's like this. He's throwing those seeds out. He's digging in the bucket. He's throwing those seeds out, digging in the bucket, throwing those seeds out, right? He's going out to sow. Go ahead.
Verse 4, and it came to pass, as he sowed, some fell by the wayside, and the fowls of the air came and devoured it up.
Right, so some of these seeds that this sower's throwing, some of these seeds, they didn't make it into the ground where he was going. They went by the wayside. You ever notice like when the oxes are pulling the plow, it makes lines. That's where you're trying to sow. You're trying to sow in those lines. But sometimes when you're sowing, sometimes those seeds, they're gonna go up over where you're trying to actually get them at, because it's seeds, right? But he's saying some of them went on they fell by the wayside on the side, and the fowls of the air came and devoured it up. So now we're going to get into what Christ was saying. So go ahead down to 14.
Verse 14.
Hold on.
It's first.
All right, go to verse 13.
Verse 13. Mark 4.
Hold on. I'm sorry, Salakia. Verse 11. Let's go to verse 11.
Mark 4 and 11. And he said unto them, unto you it is given to know the mysteries, or Salakia, the mystery of the kingdom of God.
That's why your mom ain't in here. That's why your brother ain't in here. That's why dad ain't in here. You know what I mean? Your grandma, the one with the big hat, with a bouquet of flowers on her hat. That's why she's not in here. That's why your sister ain't in here. That's why your brother ain't in here. That's why your uncle and your auntie ain't in here. You know why? Because, say that one more time,
Khan.
unto you.
Unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of God.
That's why. I know it feels crazy, right? And then sometimes when you might get lucky. Like how me and Matanza Pa found the truth together. And we brothers, right? We was able to find it together. And then you say you might be in the truth and your dad be able to find it. Or you be in the truth and your mom be able to find it. That's being lucky, right? But for a lot of people, that's not the case. For a lot of people, you're going to come into the truth and you're going to try to tell them what the truth is, and they're going to look at you and say that you're racist, that you are a part of a hate group. You are the black KKK, right? Because they are not going to understand the things that the Lord has had you to understand, right? So it says, unto you it is given to understand. The Lord chose you.
Right.
I don't know who I'm looking at right here, out here. You. The Lord chose you to understand the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. What else would it say after that?
But unto them that are without,
those people that are without the truth and without the understanding that the Lord gave them. Go ahead.
all these things are done in parables.
Red fish, blue fish, green fish, blue fish, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. That's what you're gonna hear, because you don't get the understanding. The Lord chose you to get it out of your whole, and ain't that kind of wild though? Out of your whole family, the Lord chose you to get it. That's wild. That's like something that you be like, damn. People will fight you on it too. They'll be like, what? You ain't right. You can't be right. Because I've been getting taught, I read the Bible back cover to cover. And you can't be right. But you are, and they're wrong. And that's going to be a fight, of course. But, you know, if you're down, then you can fight that fight, and then you can come into the truth, learn in the school, and get the tools that you need to fight that battle. But if you don't, then they're going to win, and you're going to be out at the next, July 4th weekend. All right. Go ahead with Tazapah.
Verse 12, that seeing they may see and not perceive,
Mm-hmm.
and hearing they may hear and not understand, lest at any time they should be converted,
Mm-hmm.
and their sins should be forgiven them.
Right, because Christ understood that if he taught straight to people, they would get it. They would get it. Then, they would be converted, and then their sins would be forgiven. So what is this saying? That Christ wasn't trying to save everybody like they're trying to say, and then the church says,
Right.
Christ ain't trying to save everybody. That's the thing, that nobody wants to face the facts. That what it just said. It said that if he basically spoke straight to people, they will be converted and their sins will be forgiven. And Christ don't want their sins to be forgiven because they were evil. And that's why he spoke in parables. So when people walk up and down the streets, when we be out of camp, the first thing they hearing is red fish, blue fish, green fish, blue fish, knick-knack, paddywhack. You know how I'm gonna end it. Get a dog a bone. They like, what? Get a dog. What does he mean by give a dog a bone? Why does the dog have to eat a bone? You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, right? Keep reading.
Verse 13, and he said unto them, know ye not this parable? And how then will ye know all parables?
Mm-hmm.
The sower soweth the word.
Okay, so what Christ was saying is that, so read it one more time. I'm gonna put it in layman's terms. Go ahead.
And he said unto them, know ye not this parable?
Mm-hmm.
And how then will ye know all parables?
Right. So what he's saying is, you don't know you don't know what I'm talking about. All right, I'm gonna put it into y'all for layman's terms. Christ is saying, all right, I'm gonna bust it down for you. I'm gonna break it down for you. And this is how he broke it down. Go ahead.
The sower soweth the word.
Uh-huh.
And these are they by the wayside,
Uh-huh.
where the word is sown. But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts.
If I could show y'all a video of what happened 2 weeks ago when we was at camp, it was like, okay, it was two white guys, and Officer Murad was basically, one wanted to do the boot kiss, the other one didn't. But then it came to the point where one was listening. One was listening like, man, what's going on? This kind of starting to make sense to me. And then there's a lot of our people that come up and they be like, man, this is starting to make sense to us. But then it's always that one person that like, come on, man, let's go. Come on. They kind of lead them away.
They'll let them guide them away too.
Yeah, because that person, that's Satan right there. A sister might be sitting there, she just might be listening and she be on it. But then that one chick comes up and be like, come on. And you know what'd be so crazy? They don't even know each other. They don't even know each other. Go ahead.
Hey, they'll let that person take them off to a corner, like maybe 10, 20 feet away from the camp while they're teaching them. They'll have them there longer than we do. What I mean? That one person to just pull them away and just start trying to teach them everything they know. Or just say everything against us and just try to hold you there. And a lot of times, more often than not, the person that gets pulled away, they never come back to the camp.
Yeah. Like I seen one dude, he was sitting Indian style. And another dude came and sat Indian style. I'm like, damn, how can you sit Indian style? My legs can't even do that. Like, you sit down and like yoga. Hey, look, bro, you want a logo. You do the, what's that called? You do the, what's that called? Where what's that called when, I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Where people yoga, you do the yoga positions. They get down and they pull their legs up and do the yoga position and sit next to you to tell you how wrong we are. Right? That's Satan. Go ahead.
Well, without a book or anything in his hand.
Yeah, and he's just telling you, nah, this is wrong. This ain't what you're supposed to be listening to. And that person, even though they might have heard it, what we were saying, it was something that it didn't resonate with him enough because Satan came and he took that away. All right. Let me see. Let me see. Coming immediately and take away the word. Okay, let's go back up to verse 5.
The book of Mark, chapter 4.
Can somebody see me real quick? You could just grab a different cup.
The book of Mark, chapter 4 and verse 5.
Uh-huh.
And some fell on, this is the second
Mm-hmm.
and some fell on stony ground.
Yeah, some of these seeds, man, they didn't make it into the middle. No, yeah, that's fine. They didn't make it into the middle. They fell on the stony ground. So they didn't go on the, by the wayside. They kind of went all the way over to the rocks. Because remember, when you sowing seeds, you're going like this. You know what I mean? That's the motion. You're doing that. All right. But some of them seeds, they're going to go in the middle. Some going to go on the grass, but to the wayside. And some of them going to go way over there where the rock's at. The water. I appreciate that. Go ahead.
Salagia.
Could you read it one more time, please?
The book of Mark, chapter 4 and verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
And some fell on stony ground,
mm-hmm.
where it had not much where it had not much earth.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately it sprang up because it had no depth of earth.
Right, because that seed didn't get all the way in the ground. That seed didn't get all the way down to be able to get that earth so that it could grow. So many people are like that in the truth. They're sown on stony ground because they come in the truth a year, 2 years, 5 years, 8 years, and they fall out because they were sown on stony ground. They just didn't have the lasting effect that you needed to be able to stay connected and to be able to stay loyal to the brothers and the sisters that you serve. Because when you get rank in the school, all that don't mean nothing. That means that you getting more you're getting more responsibility to serve, not more responsibility so you can eat first. That's not what rank is about. It just means that you have more people that you're going to serve, more people that you're going to have to get on the phone with and help them with their problems, not yours. You can't have a bad day. Your brother call you that needs counsel. You can't say, man, I would get on the phone, man, but my job is tripping. You know what I'm saying? You can't have that kind of a day. You got to get on the phone and help that brother out or that sister out, because that's what you signing up for, right? That's what it means. Doesn't mean like, oh yeah, I just want rank so I can get the first plate. It's not about that. It's a lot more that comes into it. And if you stay down and you're able to be taught the correct way, you can be able to get all the tools you need, right? So that you won't fall on stony ground. All right. Is any more on that, Matazapa? Mm-hmm. All right, let's go down to 15. 16. Let them know where you at.
Mark chapter 4 and verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
And these are they likewise, which are sown on stony ground,
mm-hmm.
who, when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness.
Oh, Christ is black. The Israelites is black. Oh, I love this. You know, the white man is the devil. What did I say? I said at camp last week, the week before last. I said, you don't got to know that. For the people that was listening the people that was listening to what I was saying, like, you don't got to come in the truth and be like, oh, the white man is the devil. You ain't got to do that. You know what you got to do? Get in here and stop eating pork. Stop celebrating Halloween. Yeah. Stop celebrating Christmas. You ain't gotta go through that the white man is the devil. All you gotta do is get yourself together.
Right.
And understand that it's about the progress that you make, right? It's not about trying to come in and trying to be a scripture champion.
Right.
Go ahead, Matazapa.
Well, because we all got different abilities and talents. You know what I'm saying? You might not have that. I'm not saying you might not have that heart, but that might not be in you to just come in here and be like, oh, the white man, the devil, and this and that, this and that.
Right.
You might have to come in and like start learning the laws,
right?
Learning certain things that
You come in saying the white man, the devil, gets smoked by your granny.
Yeah. Your
granny just smoked your boots off. Now you like, oh, damn, I didn't read that in the Bible. Your granny did smoked your boots off what she learned over the last 30 years in that church she been going to, right? You ain't gotta worry about all that. All you gotta do is understand that God has laws, and these laws you have to follow. You understand? You don't gotta know about, the microchip. you ain't gotta come in the truth and start getting into all of that, right? All you gotta do is understand that God has laws, and these laws prevent you from eating pork. These laws prevent you from eating crabs. We still eating crabs with all the information. Look, I saw a video. I think a brother put it in the school. It was a pig that was eating slop, and the pig was like, it was garbage, and he just going through and then it was like the pig was like, he would look, and it was like, okay, that was garbage over there, it's garbage over here, it's slop right here, but it looked like it was like a slop with like apples, and it was like, it's just eating that, you know what I'm saying? And that's what we eat. We eat garbage disposals. We eating garbage disposals because it's cheap. You know what I mean? You go into the supermarket. I understand, like, with food prices today, it's like, ham is cheap. You could buy ham is what, $1, 50 cents a pound, and you could probably feed everybody with it, right? but it's but it's not lawful. All right. So you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't eat it, right? Even though it might seem like what's that word called? The affordable choice, right? Let me see. Where was we at?
There's more to it.
Okay, you got it.
The middle of 16. Who, when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness.
Right. They understand that all the stuff that we talk about. Go ahead.
And have no root in themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so endure but for a time.
Mm-hmm.
Afterward, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake.
Right. So this is like the people who, they get offended, right? For the word's sake. Like they get offended in the truth. They come into the school, they endure for a couple of years, and then they get offended by something. A sister get offended because, she don't agree with multiple wives when she come in the door. She like, I don't agree with that shit. Oh, Salaki. I don't agree with that stuff. And then over time, she gets offended by it because she didn't already, then put it out there that she was good. Those be the sisters that just they put on their Facebook page. You gotta share your man, sis. They be the first ones to say that, don't they? Be the first ones to say it, but they don't really believe in it. Sisters who come in the truth and they might disagree with something in the scriptures, but they just kind of put it to the back because, you don't want to be perceived as a person who left early on, or you don't want to be the topic of a class or anything like that. So you let that be the thing that drives you. But in reality, you really don't F with the school like that. The same for brothers. You come into the truth and you like, well, I understand we could take orders but I don't really get down with taking orders from people and all that, blah, blah, blah. And you just basically, you endure for a time, but when you get offended by something, like somebody come through and say, hey, you didn't do what you were supposed to do, make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do. Now you offended because you've got checked for the first time. Now that's the end of the world, right? And so you endure before a time, but really, you didn't really F with the truth like that. And now you being exposed by the Lord. That's the worst thing too, for the Lord to expose you, because the Lord's like, do it. You know what I'm saying? Expose them. Man, we didn't even know that the head of Sakari was getting pegged. Damn.
God dang.
That means you've been just thinking behind over and let your rib, you let your rib, run up in you. Right? That's
reverse your innards.
Wait, that's
reverse your innards.
That's crazy. That's egregious. That's egregious. Yo, pack him up. Pack him up. Because that is egregious, right? So, could you read the scripture one more time so we could get back, so we could get the class back? Hold on 1 second.
It says, Mark chapter 4 and verse 17,
Mm-hmm.
and have no root in themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and so endure but for a time. Afterward, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended.
Yeah, when your family say you in a cult, when they say you in a cult, go ahead.
Or when you get caught doing your deviancy comes out, with the pagan and all that kind of stuff, and then now all of a sudden, like the Israelite community is the problem, because the brother came out and said, "Oh, I ain't with the Israelite community no more." Well, wait a minute, the Israelite community making it seem like the Israelite community made you go and do the things that you did. That was
right.
You that did that, but because the Israelite community is talking about it, so now the Israelite community is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
For chastising you.
Right, exactly.
So now it's like, I don't want to be a part of that community. I know y'all heard that shit.
Yeah.
Videos. I don't want to I'm not a part of the the Israelite community. I'm going over here on Twitch or whatever.
So Christ, so what we taught, so the Israelite community taught you that Christ was black, so you're not black no more. Israelite community told you that blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians were Israelites. You don't agree with that no more, too, because I just somebody in your camp, you know, outed you. And this is that's my fault. No, go ahead.
And I believe that's a slap in the face to the very people who supported you, you know, for all this long time and got your views up to what they are. And you know how a lot of brothers' channels be monetized and stuff like that. These are the same people that you rely on for views and for money to click on these videos, and then to turn around and after you get to a certain point to where you at, after you use everybody to get to where you at, and then you just, I don't care, I ain't a part of that. You know what I mean? That's like a slap in the face.
You know, it's like, man, the Lord is so gangster, man, because the Lord will give you time. The Lord will give you time. He'll bless you with time just to watch you fall out, just to see you hang yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like remember, all the people came into the truth in 2000 because they thought, 1999, because they thought the world was going to be over in 2000. But the Lord was like, okay, I see what's going on here. I ain't going to send Christ back in 2000. You know what I'm saying? And now all the wrong people would have gotten into the kingdom of heaven. Right? And we would have never had a chance. The Lord is so gangster with it. The Lord will give you time just to hang your damn self. Right? So he'll give you the time. All right, yeah, the school. Oh, man, this is great, man. I love it. And then soon as something rubs you the wrong way, you're going to be offended and you're going to be out of here. Right? You're going to be back out on the streets, and they'll just find you in a hotel room. They'll find you dead in a hotel room off of fentanyl. You get my point? Like, we got to understand what we're dealing with here. All right? I think we're good right there. They have no roots, so you want to get rooted, right?
Right.
Okay. Okay, let's go up. And let's go on.
6 actually went with 5.
Number, let me see, 6. No, 5. Wait a minute.
That's the stony ground. But 6 go with 5.
Number 7. Number 7.
7.
Yeah.
Mark chapter 4, verse 7. And some fell among thorns. And the thorns grew up and choked it and yielded no fruit.
Okay, so let's go down to let's get the understanding on the parable. Could you read it one more time, Salakia?
Mark chapter 4 and verse 7. And some fell among thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked it, and it yielded no fruit.
All right, so let's go down to verse 18.
Verse 18. And these are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word, and the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lusts of other things entering in, choke the word.
These are people that stuck around a little bit longer, right? You stuck around just a little bit longer than the other people that left on stony ground, but you stuck around long enough to where the what's it say? The cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches, because you think that your money, you think you try to, go after the money.
Right.
The money ain't gonna save you. It's not. I remember I worked overtime for a year. Nothing, didn't mean nothing. I still was behind on my bills, still was behind on everything. Go ahead.
That's like, a brother leaving and thinking you're gonna rap and make money. Or you think you're gonna lead the truth and the cares of this world and the seed of riches. You said you think you about to go out here and be the next pimp or the next, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? That you worried about riches and the cares of this world.
Yeah, niggas don't want to really rap, man. You know what it means to be a professional rapper?
Right.
You know what I mean, Kaj? You gotta rap all day,
right?
All night, right. Every time. Let me hear 16. As soon as you wake up in the morning, let me hear 16. As soon as you go to a meeting, let me hear 16. When you leave out and you go to the club, let me hear 16. You in VIP, let me hear 16. You don't want to rap all day. You just want the lifestyle that comes with rapping. at the end product. You want to, think that you're going to be sitting in VIP with Jay-Z and all that. You know how many 16s you got to spit? 28,000 a day, a week to get there. You're not really willing. Nobody want to rap like that. You just think that somehow you're going to rap and it's going to take all the way off. Everybody, look, I think a lot of these rappers is trying too damn hard because what's that one dude, Boots on the Ground? It's cultural. It's so many people wearing boots, the hats, and the cowboy stuff. We got duped one time. Remember Lil Nas X? When he came out, he said, I got the horses in the bag. And everybody was wearing the fringes, all that. And then we found out he was a flame. His next video, he was sliding down a pole, giving head to the devil. He was sliding down a pole, giving head to the devil. God damn. That was a great turn of events. He was with Billy Ray Cyrus on a horse. The next one, he was on a pole, sliding down a hell, giving the damn devil fellatio. But that's the cares of this world, man. And I hope everybody's learning something from this class, man. Although how crazy it might be with a lot of stuff that goes on here. Right? But these are the ones that are sown among thorns, such as hear the words and the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches and the lust of other things entering in, choke the word, right? And it become unfruitful, right? That's when your pockets is hurting and things ain't going the way that you think that they should go by you being in the truth. You think because you're in the truth, you should win the lottery. So these numbers that I got is, they blessed by the Lord, right? So 21, 23, 24, you know what I'm saying? These numbers are going to win because I'm in the truth and they should win. But you're just going to lose and keep losing. Go ahead.
And sometimes I don't think that people see that one part in verse 19 because it say the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches. But then that's the caveat is, and lust of other things enter in. So there's other things that's coming with this. You might go out into the world because you focused on one thing, but then my bad for my language, but 10 other things might hit you, that you're not even prepared for. You going out there thinking you about to rap. Now you out there and you being interviewed on like being a crackhead on the side. You know what I mean? Yeah. When somebody walk up to you with meta glasses or something. Yeah. Like, hey man, what's going on? Where was you out there? Yeah, man, I used to be in the truth and I used to know this and I used to know. Because you're not prepared for the other things
that could come along with it. Yeah, absolutely. You got to be willing to lose everything for the truth. And I think that's actually it. That's the key. A lot of people don't really think about that when it says that you got to be willing to lose everything. Because sometimes the Lord will have other opportunities for you, but you'll never understand what those opportunities are because you're not willing to see what's behind door number 2. Because you can't let go of door number 1. Door number 1 keeps everything that you need on the table. But door number 2 is uncertain. But if you open door number 2, you could probably get everything you want plus more. But so many of us get caught in door number 1 because door number 1 is safe. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you got to be willing to, experience and lose everything so that the Lord can show you something else. Because when I first came into the truth, I was like, man, I can't get a haircut. I cannot have a shape up because I need to have a shape up. I'm around white folks all day. I can't be having my hair looking crazy. I got to have a haircut every week. Make sure my line is straight and crispy. But would you realize like that none of that really matters anyway? None of that matters anyway, because if something is for you, you're going to get it. If it's not for you, you ain't going to get it. That's really how it works. That's how simple life is. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people will hold on to the safe thing and not be able to find out what the Lord can really have for you because you don't want to take that risk. All right. It says, what it say? Listen, choke the word and it becometh unfruitful. All right. Let's go down to verse 8. Yep.
The book of Mark, chapter 4 and verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
And other fell on good ground and did yield fruit that sprang up and increased and brought forth some 30, some 60, and some 100. And he said unto them, he that have ears to hear, let him hear.
Let me go down. Let's go down. Let's get the understanding on that parable. So let's go down to
20.
Verse 20, 4 and 20. Mark 4 and 20.
Mark chapter 4 and verse 20. And these are they which are sown on good ground, such as hear the word and receive it.
And what?
And receive it.
One more time.
And receive it. And bring forth fruit.
Right. Because when you come into the truth and you have that good ground, you know that good ground, like I see, like when I knew I was on good ground, when I kind of knew I was on good ground, for me, it might be crazy when people hear it, but when I saw my picture on the wall in Philly, I saw my picture on the wall, I was like, damn, I'm on the wall. You know what I'm saying? I can't leave because I'm on the wall. I'm immortalized on the wall. So when I'm dead and gone, I'll still be on the wall. You get my point? You got to find out what is your rock in the truth and what keeps you here. And whatever keeps you here, increase that, right? Whether it's brotherhood, sisterhood, you increase that. Don't ever stop. Always keep going. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a blessing to watch us all get old. You know, you watch everybody get gray and, you know, watch sisters get old. That's a blessing in the truth. We get to endure for years and years and years and years and years. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the truth is talking about. I mean, that's what the scriptures is talking about when it says that you sown on that good ground. Because you're not like the other people that leave. I tell brothers in Delaware, man, all the time, you don't have the luxury of leaving. A lot of other niggas can come in here, sisters can come in here and leave over the years, but we can't. The brothers that's solid, we don't have that luxury. We got to stay strong no matter what. They leave, so what? It don't matter. We always going to have something that could keep moving forward, right? That's all it's about. Is staying down, staying loyal, and having longevity in the truth. That instant gratification stuff is whack. You know how people come through, man, I'm one West to the death. One West till they bury me. Then as soon as, they something that they don't like, they like, man, these niggas. They completely switched and flipped the whole script. Go ahead.
To your point, how you just gave the example, this is the opposite of the person on stony ground, because on stony ground, it says that the person received it, but then as soon as they ran into some persecution, then they leave out. You see what I mean? Like you just said. But the person who is sown on good ground, they receive it, but then, of course, they dealing with persecution, but they still bringing in 130. You still increasing.
Still increasing.
Throughout the persecution.
Still increasing. Yeah, the Lord gonna give you whatever you want. You want it, like the Lord said, man, you seek the kingdom of heaven first and everything will be added unto you. You know what I'm saying? That's all it's about. Stay down, stay strong. No matter what you do in life or whatever life throws your way, always stay down. Understand that we ain't the problem. The truth is perfect. We ain't the problem. What the hell? I don't honestly, I don't care what the hell, you know what I'm saying, is going on over here. We ain't the problem. The school ain't the problem. The school is perfect. But you know what it is? The people ain't perfect. And that's what people are striving to be. But the people that left the truth, they're not perfect. Those are the people that's they came up against some sort of adversity, and they decided to leave. They decided to throw away everything that they was taught. And that's how it is, man. It's crazy, but that's the truth of the matter. We in the fourth quarter, so many people are going to fall off because they just can't. They don't have what it takes to endure. Some people are just not real in the world. You know what I'm saying? They're just fake niggas in the world. Those are the niggas that just never could really get down with a crew, never could really stay loyal to anybody, and just never were just real dudes. I don't know. They was, I don't know. I don't want to say born in the 2000s, but I don't know. But there's real dudes that were born in the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Over the dudes that was born in the 80s and the 90s. You know what I'm saying? But you want to be that one that's on this good ground. You know what I mean? Because those are the brothers and the sisters that stick by what was taught to them, and they don't fold from that. All right? Keep reading. I think it was a little bit more you had on that.
Mark chapter 4 and verse 20. And these are they which are sown on good ground, such as hear the word and receive it and bring forth fruit, some 30-fold, some 60, and some 100. Right.
And remember, to do that, you have to work. You have to work towards it. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean bring 10 sisters in here that are loyal to you and not the school. That don't mean bring, brothers in here that are loyal to you and not the school, right? You want to bring people in here that are loyal and down just like you. That's what you want. You got some people, man, they leave and they take two people with them. Those brothers wasn't real. They were them brothers that was sown on stony ground. Them brothers and them sisters that wasn't all the way rooted in the truth. The truth is about your years that you give it. The truth is the one thing in life that doesn't have to prove to you why you should be involved. Like when you go to get a house, they say, look at this house. Look, we just upgraded the bathrooms. We upgraded the kitchen. This is why you should pay rent to us and live here. Your job is like, look at our benefits. Our benefits, look, we got PPOs. We got low co-pays. This is why you should this is why you should work here. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, we get off every weekend. This is why you should work here. See what I'm saying? Like, the truth is the only thing that you have to prove to it why you should be here. And that's the most important thing, because that's how you can really prove who a real nigga is or a real chick is by, how they stay down in the truth. Because other than that, there ain't really no other way to really gauge who you really are. Because I've seen sisters come through here and say, man, I'm down with the truth. Man, I'm down. One bus to the death, baby. And where they at? Where you at? They ain't here. Brothers that sat in with me and Mataza sat in here and talked about brotherhood all day. Man, I'm down. Y'all my niggas. Where you at?
What's up?
You hear that? They ain't here no more. Where you at? So that's why, man, the real niggas is here. The real niggas stand up. The real sisters stand up, man. That's what it's all about. The fourth quarter is what really matters. At the end of the day, who's here now? Who didn't drop their sword? Who's standing strong? So many brothers went through Hebrew Academy and left. You was a damn fool if you did that. You know what I'm saying? So, let me see. One more scripture. Let me see. So good ground. Could you read the 20 one more time? I think I had one more scripture.
Mark chapter 4 and verse 20. And these are they.
Some shall depart, Mataziala. Some shall depart from the faith.
And these are they which are sown on good ground, such as hear the word and receive it and bring forth fruit, some 30-fold, some 60, and some 100.
Mm-hmm. That's right. You got it?
1 Timothy 4:1.
1 Timothy 4:1.
He said, yeah, depart from the faith.
Yeah, you got it.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 4 and verse 1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith.
You know, because you got an issue, the Israelites ain't black no more. Because you got an issue, all nations can be saved now. Because you got an issue, Christ, doesn't matter what the color of Christ is no more. Inevitably, you will go to what you talk about. That's what's so cold about the Lord, is like the Lord will make you, the one that never think it could happen. The Lord will make you turn against your brothers, turn against your sisters. You'll be surviving a cult, right? But you know, the reality of it is, nobody gives a damn that you survived the cult. People might interview you and give you light for a week. That's long, right? Because nobody gives a damn about you and what you got to say. Because guess what? They care about what Charleston White is saying. They care about what what beef is going on with Whack 100. They care about, what's going on with Jay-Z and Beyonce's marriage and what's going on with them. Niggas don't give a damn about you. You think you're gonna sit up on a stool and be able to just keep, firing away, saying the same stuff? Nobody gives a damn. You know why? Because we're in the fourth quarter. Nobody cares about anything you say. So guess what? You might get a day or two or maybe even 3. But at the end of it, nobody cares. You know why? Because nobody has time to care about you. Nobody cares about that you survived the cult. I survived the cult. You go like this. You know what I'm saying? You snatch off your hat. I survived the cult. Nobody cares. It's just only going to be a little bit of time where people are going to give you the time of day. So what you should do is focus on staying strong, staying down, and doing what you need to do and what you was taught, and being who the Lord called you to be.
You can take this right here.
You must have changed that word. Read that one more time, Matazapa.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 4 and verse 1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils.
Right. So many people give heed, man. So many people give heed to seducing spirits. Them seducing spirits will make you think that you can't get a counsel. I don't know what the hell they talking about with that. You can't get a counsel because I stay in counsel. Sometimes I don't even want to do it. I'm like, damn. They're like, hey, they just send me the link. Like, you got to go into counsel. I'm like, damn. What happened, Carl? Like, what happened? They're like, gotta go. Right? That's why I'd be like, what the hell? But if you really want to, if you feel like you're not getting proper counsel, right? Then take it in front of the school. Yeah. Have everybody in there. You know how that's in the scriptures too, right? What it say? Take it in front of, if you go to a council, I'm paraphrasing, and it don't go right, you could take it in front of the congregation. And if the congregation basically doesn't agree, then you treat it as a heathen. Nobody want to get treated like an East Indian. Go ahead.
No, you were talking about the seducing spirits, like the ultimate seducing spirit, like where you will call yourself a chief damn priest, like the top priest of all priests,
Right.
and you'll crack your cheeks open for, you know, the oppressor, like somebody. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
it actually make you think of something that crazy, right?
Right.
That crazy. Like, that is, like, literally, that is probably the craziest stuff in Israel. Like, that's the
craziest stuff in Israel.
Like the deep end.
Like, you can't really,
it's hard
you
to
know,
fathom,
try to fathom it.
It's hard to fathom, but it's like, yo, like, that's the ultimate embodiment of, like, seducing spirit or multiple.
Yeah, your rib clapping your cheeks.
Yeah, it's like,
your rib like this. That's right. Let's go.
Diabolical.
That's crazy. But yo, cause y'all like
It's crazy.
But check it out. Let me get one more scripture. All right.
Did you want the rest of that?
Go ahead.
Speaking lies and hypocrisy,
having
their conscience seared with a hot iron.
Well, that was it.
Forbidden to marry. And commanded to abstain from meats, which God has created to be received with thanksgiving.
Yeah, that went into something else. But y'all get the point. You want to stay down, man. This whole class was about, you know, being down, staying down, and not, you know, letting up because, you know, things come up in life. Go ahead.
Right. But if I may, like, you know, like, because when these brothers depart from the faith, they do go speak lies. And verse 3, they do forbid them. There's brothers who
Ecclesiasticus 2:1.
There's brothers who say that. There's brothers who say that you can only have one wife. And then they like in certain groups and stuff like that, they'll let you divorce and then somebody else to come and marry you from the right in the same organization. You know what I mean? They'll be, or like you have Israelites. I think I've seen Israelites be talking about you know, these vegan
yeah
Israelites. There's people that say your body's not meant to like digest meat.
Like, I think it might be Ecclesiastes. When thou comest to serve the Lord, prepare that soul for temptation.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm gonna end out with. But man, I'm gonna tell you, man, the ISUPK is full of real niggas. You know, it's full of real women, right? And if you just can't understand that, then you just not real. You know, Commander General Yohana, man, is one of the realest people I've ever met in my life. You know what I'm saying? Real, hardcore, you know what I'm saying? And I think that, you know, when you come, like, if we take it off the truth, but you just as a nigga just in the world, some niggas just ain't real. You're not real as you think you are. Because how can you be around real niggas, the authentic real niggas, and you can't really last that long?
Right.
It's because really you're not a real nigga and you just fronting and putting on the act. But it's just so long that we'll expose you, right, and we'll find out that you're not a real nigga either. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mataz Abad.
I bet you a Chrysler 300 into a Phantom. To a Phantom pull up. And then you're like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Real, you know, SHIT. Go ahead.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Prepare. You better, because if not, Satan gonna laugh at you. Ha ha ha! He's gonna laugh at you. The demon gonna laugh at you. Because you didn't prepare your soul for temptation. The demon gonna laugh at you. Just remember that. That demon is gonna laugh at you. You're gonna be sitting there and the demon gonna laugh. Satan gonna laugh at you. You know why? Because you ostracized yourself from your brothers and your sisters and you didn't have the tools that was necessary for you to fight that demon.
Right.
What did it say? Prepare what?
Prepare thy soul for temptation.
When you what?
If thou come to serve the Lord.
That's what it is. Prepare that what?
Thy soul for temptation.
And that temptation is trying to get you to leave. That temptation is not to have oversight. But you never really understand. But one thing I never understood is your temptation was to leave the truth, right? And you wasn't able to fight that enough to stay. So you left, right? But for some reason, you can't seem to leave, right? You stay on the outskirts of the truth and you just like this all day. Like that all day. You ain't got no oversight. Go get some hoes. Go smoke weed. Nobody telling you to stop. Smoke weed. Get some hoes. Go to the club. Have sex. Do whatever you want. Get lit like you want to. Get your followers up. Do everything you want. Smoke hookah all night until you can't smoke hookah no more. Smoke hookah all night. Pop pills. Do what you want. Eat crabs, shrimp. Right?
Right.
Celebrate Christmas. Go to grandma's crib on Christmas. Go celebrate New Year's Eve. Go watch the ball drop. You know what happens? Niggas be on Facebook like, look at these niggas. These niggas is stupid. These niggas is dumb. These niggas don't have, hold on, brotherhood and sister, S-I-S-T-E-R, sisterhood. That's what you're doing. All night on Friday, all night, all Saturday, all night, all week. And guess what we doing? Just going to camp, living life, doing what we do. Because we in the truth. And niggas that's not, for some reason, they just can't seem to go away. It's like a gnat. Like, God, so somebody put up a fly trap? Go ahead.
I mean, we'd be so busy, 9 times out of 10, nobody's going to even see your comment.
Yeah. Nobody cares. You go to the audience. You get how they say on Clubhouse, you get put back down in the goo. In the goo. You heard that before? You get put back down to the goo. You back in the goo. The goo is back in the bottom. You don't get on the stage no more. You in the goo. And that's what we here to stop, you know what I mean? And we here to make sure that we don't end up like those brothers and those sisters that didn't have brotherhood, didn't have sisterhood, didn't have the tools necessary to endure, didn't have what it took to be brothers and be what the Lord called them to be, didn't have the tools necessary to be sisters and what the Lord called them to be. And so you end up something else that you never thought you would be. All right. Hope that got everybody right. I'm gonna turn the class over to Precinct Officer Mataziala.
ISUPK security announcements. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother and sister come into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to learn and share themselves with the world. They need transportation and teachable arrangement. After 6 months, if a brother or sister is interested in a particular person, they have to seek counsel from the heads. Tithe presents a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means 10th in Hebrew, ma'aisha, at 10% for every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Priest fund. Free will offering for the priest is not mandatory. It's whatever amount you like to donate. Upcoming holy convocations, we have the memorial of blowing the trumpets is September 21st. That's on a Sunday, September 21st. That will be held right here, 51 Blue Hen Drive, Newark, Delaware. 51 Blue Hen Drive, Newark, Delaware. All right. You want to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, scarf. With that being said, in the rear of Michael, please stand. In the rear of Michael Shabbat, right, all right.
Yahweh Shimei Shabbat
Yakata, sorry, you turn and get sister Tracy Scoop, and the rear of sister Michael. individuals. Marcus Block, Biden, Rock,
Yahweh Shemal Thamba Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh God, Pastor Smith.
All right, class dismissed.